I'm talking with
Sean Baily,
Sean Baily,
one of the producers of Tron Legacy.
and you guys just had a great panel here at D23. So talking about what you've experienced growing up with Tron and in the Tron universe. So I just want to ask, like, how has the Tron universe has it evolved to a point where that universe kind of knows what's going on outside in the real world?
No, what we did is, we took what happened in the '82 movie and we built a kind of mythology in our world and in their world. And the servers that the Tron universe existed on and were inspired by have basically, for reasons which we explain in the movie, existed on their own. They are unaware of the outside world, and the outside world is unaware of them. But they weren't static. They kept evolving on their own and trying to figure out things for themselves. And so when we enter the world in 2010, that's where we find the world. It's evolved on its own without direct user influence for a long, long time.
And that's because of the destruction of the MCP in the first one. So everyone in the Tron universe was just like, well, what the hell do we do? We're so used to being like slaves, so to speak.
Kevin Flynn takes his experiences from the '82 movie and starts to try to build upon them and understand things now that he knows he can go in and out of the system. And so his early research was trying to figure out what more can I do and what more can I build now that I know I can actually go in and out of these worlds.
But then, what was his involvement with? Does he have sort of a falling out with Bradley?
He and Bradley, they actually kind of are partners.
Yeah.
But there's certain strands of his research that he doesn't let anybody know about. So he kind of works on certain strands of research alone.
That Kevin works on alone, or that Alan works on alone?
Works on alone.
Oh, okay.
So there are things that even Alan doesn't know.
Oh, okay. Now, is Alan working on his own things as far as security protocols for the Tron world, or?
In 2010, when the movie
Yeah.
Alan is at NCOM still, but in a very different capacity. So Alan, we don't really learn the exact nature of Alan's work, but we learn a lot about where's Alan fit within the hierarchy of NCOM.
Right, because a lot of talk has been so much about Kevin Flynn.
Yeah.
Not a lot of talk has been about, and I assume the character of Tron plays a pivotal role in the Tron world, right?
You definitely learn it. You definitely learn kind of what became of Tron. And so Tron is definitely involved in the narrative. But I don't want to talk much more about it.
Right.
We learn about Tron and what's happened to him.
What about the character of Yori? Is she ever referenced to or mentioned at all?
No,
or?
we had a tough choices to make going in of be it Dillinger or Gibbs or we just couldn't deal with them all with telling the story.
Right.
Because we wanted to tell a father-son story of Kevin Flynn and Sam Flynn, and we wanted to introduce some new characters and some new ideas, like the character Olivia Wilde plays Cora.
Yeah.
And we just didn't have the luxury of getting to go down all those roads.
So Cindy Morgan was being a pain in the ass and wanted more money. That's what happened. No, I'm kidding.
No,
No, I'm joking.
No, we had some tough choices to make of what we could explore from the
Right.
mythology and what we couldn't, and where we had to kind of say, well, we need this much of the movie for our story.
Okay, so now before this film gets released, do you guys are there plans for like a video game? Are you guys working on anything like that?
I'd sure like there to be. It's we're trying to. I don't want to. It's premature to kind of announce anything or something, but I'd really like there to be. I think it's part of the Tron legacy, so I'm hopeful we'll be able to say something soon.
I'm sure a lot of developers have come to you guys once this was announced about wanting to work on a game.
Yeah, I'd really like to see it happen, and hopefully we'll be able to. We are working on it. It just can't say whether we're going to get it done or not, so I don't want to announce anything yet.
So, and also in the Tron world, you guys explained that something happens in, 1989?
89.
That triggers an event. Now, has the world from 82 to 89 just been sort of stagnant, and then something happens in 89 that triggers?
Inside the Tron world?
Yeah.
There's been kind of continual progress, and I answer this without telling the whole plot of the movie. There's been kind of continual progress, but something happens inside in that progress that causes the kind of seismic world turns upside down in that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's progress with Kevin Flynn and his work and his research, but part of it has a consequence he doesn't entirely expect, and that's what creates the events of '89, which then are kind of the seismic event.
Oh, okay. And the visual effects for this film they've got to have been the biggest challenge, I'm sure.
It's huge. There are, I think, kind of out there in the world right now, probably 4 or 5 kind of cutting-edge technologies that Cameron's used some in Avatar, David Fincher used some in Benjamin Button. We kind of came out and said, we're going to try them all together based on the nature of our story and what we want to achieve. So we had, 4 or 5 kind of, new camera technologies tied to new digital technologies, tied to, the youthening Benjamin Button technology, all sometimes working in the same shot. So it was created some days that were tried one's patience, but the result from I hope is going to be pretty great.
Cool. Well, thanks, man. We're
Yeah.
everyone who's a fan of Tron is looking forward to this sequel.
You always ask the most. You know your Tron better than anybody out there, so it's a pleasure to see you.
Thanks, man.